Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but not good night. The intention of this video is to compare B2 and C1 listening multiple matching, including its answers. The most important noticeable difference is that in B2 consists of 5 short extracts from speaker 1 to speaker 5, and they are talking about the same topic. In this case, they are talking about their visit to a place. We have to look for and point out is what they liked most about the city they visited. So the task is to match each speaker, speaker 1, with a statement from the list provided from A to H. However, in C1, you have 2 separate tasks to carry out, not one. In this case, the reason each speaker gives for changing job and what each speaker feels about their new job. So, as you see, it's more demanding. It requires stronger focus and note-taking. Difference can be compared to multiple choice part 1 instead of 1, 2 tasks. First of all, let's listen to speaker 1 in a B2 example in order to be able to compare them better. What did the speaker like most of the city he visited?
Speaker 1.
We spent a day exploring the shops and markets in the city and bought some souvenirs. Then we wanted to see some of the area outside the city and discovered it was easy to get to loads of places by train, including the mountains, where we were told there were great hostels. You can do bushwalks out there, and apparently the scenery is stunning. But it can be dangerous. We were warned to have the right gear and tell other people where we were going, so we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoilt for choice.
Now stop the recording, read the script in order to analyze it. Even though they comment several of them, only one is answering what they like most. So we weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoiled for choice, making reference to the range of leisure opportunities. They didn't go to the countryside because it could be dangerous, so they didn't see the natural beauty of the scenery. It mentions that it was easy to get to loads of places by train, but it's not talking about the efficiency of the public transport system. Or that they were told there were great hotels, so what they liked most was not the standard of the accommodation. What speaker 1 liked most was the range of leisure opportunities. Let's compare B2 to C1. First of all, as always, let's listen to it first.
Speaker 1.
After college, I worked in a bank to make money. It's a great job if you like sitting at the same desk every day, surrounded by the same familiar faces. I got plenty of annual leave and the work itself was quite demanding, but one day I woke up and realised that it didn't amount to much and was really pretty pointless. Handing in my notice was the next logical step. I set up as a freelance photographer, a job I'd always dreamed of. After the first 6 months or so of sheer panic, I feel much calmer. This will always be a risky job, but ultimately a far more rewarding one. Not financially, mind you.
Let's pay attention first to the correct one. The reason each speaker gives for changing job is C, lacking a sense of purpose. As he mentions, one day I woke up and realized that I didn't amount to much and was really pretty pointless. The speaker mentions the physical environment. When it says, I worked in a bank to make money, it's a great job if you like sitting at the same desk every day surrounded by the same familiar faces. But it is not the reason why he changed. He makes reference to holiday entitlement, but it's not the reason why he changed his job because they were not poor, but the contrary. I got plenty of annual leave and afterwards, a direct reference to needing more of a challenge, but it's not the case because the work itself was quite demanding. Second part would be making reference to task 2. Let's go first to the correct one. Relieved the initial uncertainty is over. After the first 6 months or so of near panic, I feel much calmer. He makes reference to his salary, but it's the contrary to F. Grateful for an increase in salary because it's the contrary. But ultimately, a far more rewarding one, not financially, mind you. So, as you see, the same techniques that are used to spot out which is the correct one in B2 are the same than in C1. The only difference is that the first part will be making reference to one list and the second part to the second list. As I always say, it's all about practice and technique. And the most important techniques have been already learned in B2. C1 is an extension of those techniques. Hope I've helped you understand the difference between B2 and C1 in the multiple matching. Bye bye.